Hello, everybody. I'm Eric Cox. I'm a member of the Netcapital team. Super excited today for our very first demo day of the year, our January demo day. We have 4 issuers on the line to share a little bit about their companies, but let's allow 1 minute for folks to settle in. So let's just hang out for one moment here. While people are trickling in, go ahead and jump into the chat feature or the Q&A. Let me know where you're calling in from. I know we have folks from all over the country on the line here right now. Feel free to go into the chat and let us know where you're calling in from. Always a fun experience. But let's allow one moment for folks to settle in. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we got one poking in here from nearby and one from pretty far. So somebody coming in from Berkeley, California. Shout out to Berkeley. I know we have some team members spread out around California here. I'm one of them calling in from OC. We also have Senegal, West Africa. Welcome. That is a little bit further than we tend to get. So welcome on the line. I love that. The power of technology, ladies and gentlemen. I should mention, please bear with me on my nasally voice. I'm not at 100% health right now. So if you've seen any of my previous recordings, doesn't always have this twang, but please bear with me today as we power through this unbearable sound. But we'll get this together, team. All right, folks are still trickling in, but let's go ahead and get us started. As I mentioned, welcome so much. Thank you for everybody for coming in here. Thank you so much for our panelists. We'll get to each of them individually in just a moment. As I mentioned, I am Eric Cox. I'm a member of the Netcapital team. Let me do a couple of quick housekeeping items before I introduce the rest of the folks on the line with us today. The first one is please do use the Q&A feature built into Zoom. I know there's also a chat feature. We just use that to say hello really quickly, but the Q&A feature makes it so much easier to track all the questions as they come in and get to as many of them as possible. And please do ask your questions. We're here for you. We want to keep this as interactive as possible. So we're really here for your questions. Do not hesitate to ask. That's exactly why we're here. I should mention that this is being recorded and it will be shared on our YouTube account, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't continue to participate. Please do ask your questions as much as possible. But if you know somebody who's unable to attend or that misses some of this, please do know that it will be recorded and feel free to share the link to that recording. I'll go ahead and add that into the chat feature as soon as it's available. So I'll add that link to our YouTube account towards the end of the call. And also, if you were invited by one of our panelists here, do stick around for the whole presentation. Everybody's going to have a chance to come back around at the end of the presentation and share a little closing remark. So even if your favorite issuer goes early, do stick around through the entire process here because we're going to let them speak again towards the end. Oh, excuse me. Okay, with all that being said, we have 4 issuers on the line with us. As always, they're actively raising capital on the Netcapital platform. We're starting off with Fierce and Kind Spirits, followed by FCP Insights. Video XRM will go after that, and LI3 Group will bring us home. And again, each of us will have a chance to kind of present at the very end as well, so do stick around. With that being said, I'm going to open it up to Bassem, who's going to start us off with Fierce and Kind Spirits. Bassem, why don't you come on in here and tell us a little bit about what you're building?
Thanks, Eric. And thank you all for joining us today. I'm very thrilled, and a special thanks to the Netcapital team. So Fierce and Kind is a California-based, award-winning, and philanthropic spirits brand. We launched 1 year ago today. Under the hood, we are a traditional North Carolina distilling booze maker, amazing, critically acclaimed spirits. But on the exterior, we are definitely a California personality, innovative, irreverent, very much on the cutting edge. And our tagline really speaks to what sort of a company and ethos we have: good booze, good deeds, and good vibes. And that really does resonate deeply with our home market, Southern California, which happens to also be the world's largest spirits market. So it's a great place to launch. And we set out this year to accomplish 4 critical things that matter to our investors. The first is to create products that have a solid market fit. And the critical acclaim and the many awards that we have won in our first year demonstrate that. The second thing is to build a broad community around us that can evangelize, connect the street teams to help really grow awareness around the brand. And we'll speak more to that in a few minutes, but we've also accomplished that. And the third thing we wanted to establish and approve is that we can create strong distribution channels that will sell our products. So we did that. Total Wine, Bevmo, independent retailers, as well as iconic restaurants and bars in San Diego and Southern California. And then finally, and most importantly, we had to demonstrate that people will buy our product. And in our first year, we celebrated our first year this month, we have done all four of those things. So the foundation, the model is proven and exists, and institutional investors, when they look at emerging brands, startups, these are the things that they look at and matter to them most. So now that we've established that foundation, we really are fit for growth. And that is what this platform is helping us do, to raise the capital to really accelerate the growth in 2024. Not to prove the model, not to create the product. All of that has been done. Now we're accelerating our growth and taking our product deeper into the marketplace. And the categories that we are in the spirits world are not accidental. So the three largest categories are vodka, whiskey, and tequila. And we populated each of those categories with successful, again, award-winning products. And we did that because, again, 25% of our profits do go to our foundation to build equity and entrepreneurship in underserved communities. We need to drive revenue. The product matters, the quality of it matters, but where we are in the industry also matters. So we've chosen the three largest categories. We've populated products, and three of those are vodka and bourbons are doing extraordinarily well. Our tequila is in its final stage of aging and will come out very, very soon. But then when you look here, you see that we're in the super and ultra premium categories, which is where, you know, a future iconic brand really needs to start. But we're also going to populate the premium category, which is going to get us more onto the cocktail menus and the wells of important restaurants and bars and fit a price point for more budget conscious consumers. So we're in the places that we need to be to continue to grow the brand. And a snapshot of what that first year looked like, we established our direct-to-consumer channel in our very first month on day one, reaching 42 plus states. By our first month, we were already in independent bottle shops and restaurants and bars. And then by month three, and this is unheard of, according to the buyers at these two retail chains, Total Wine and Bevmo, you know, unless you're a celebrity brand, you're just not making it there unless you're national and super successful and have proven yourself beyond a shadow of a doubt. They liked our story and they liked our spirits, and they brought us in our third month. By month four, we were in 60 plus venues across Southern California. And then by middle of the year, we got into our first major hospitality partnership, which continues to grow. We're super proud of that. And then in July, we became the official spirit sponsor of the San Diego Open. As an emerging brand, for any brand, that's just really, really huge. As an emerging brand, as you know, for us, it was just a tremendous milestone that we were able to meet as a new spirits company. And then finally, toward the end of the year, we launched session one of the Fierce and Kind Bourbon and Blues sessions. What goes better with the blues than good bourbon? And you know, we bring in amazing blues artists to come to perform for our invite-only crowd, and that also speaks to the idea of building community around the brand. Session two will happen later this quarter. Hopefully, y'all can come on down to San Diego and join us for that. Our team is really solid. You can learn more about us on the Netcapital platform. Cindy and I'm a serial entrepreneur. This is my fourth company. Cindy was previously Vice President of Global Business Development at McGraw-Hill Publishing, just an iconic role. And then I'll speak to one other person, Kevin Carpenter, our project management consultant, is the guy who brought out the Kirkland line of spirits to market and also brought Screwball whiskey to market. If you're familiar with the Screwball story, there are San Diego cohorts. They sold earlier this 2023 for $650 million after only 5 years in business. Kevin was a significant part of that. A snapshot of the various activities that we accomplished in our first year, and just really tremendous milestones. And in terms of the foundation, I'll let Cindy speak more to that.
Thanks, Bassam. So Fierce and Kind started because we wanted to do something with our careers and our lives that gives back to the community. So that's kind of where our name comes from. We think being fierce and kind is how you have to be to make an impact. And we committed to driving 25% of our profits into our foundation that, as Bassam mentioned, works on improving economic equity in underserved communities. We're excited in the ways that we can support that and grow it. And we really hope to be recognized as the Ben and Jerry's, the Patagonia of the spirits industry. So people know us, we differentiate ourselves by our give back and our impact program. And we know this is an important key for consumers as well. Not only young consumers, but across the board, consumers are 7 times more likely to select a brand that aligns with their values. So we think it's good business, but it's also driving change in ways that we hope to make a difference in the world.
And so Fierce and Kind is proud of the accomplishments that we've realized over the past year. Our spirits are being sold in some of the most popular retail and restaurant and bar outlets across the region. We are really excited about the growth that is going to come to us in 2024, and much of that growth is going to come because of the confidence and trust of investors like you, who will help propel us throughout the year and going forward beyond that. Cindy and Tessa and I are grateful to you. Thank you for joining us. We are open to any questions that you might have.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Bassam and Cindy. And I know congratulations, first of all, on the traction so far in the first year. And I do want to look forward a little bit to exciting things on the horizon. But I want to give you one more minute to take a deep dive on this team because there are about 5 other folks that I know that are super, super important to how you're going to get to where you go. Can I give you 30 more seconds to dig deeper into the team that you've been able to assemble here?
Yeah, thank you for that. So, data is an important part of building any important enterprise these days, and it can help augment your small team. And so Omar Harb is the youngest, who happens to also be my son, is the youngest director in the world at Jones Lang LaSalle. He is a numbers visionary, and our sales efforts, our marketing efforts are going to be data driven. And Omar, as a kind of a savant when it comes to numbers, is going to be leading that effort. Ashton Berry is iconic in the food and beverage industry. When she speaks, everybody just drops what they're doing and they listen, from big hospitality owners all the way to the bartender who's pouring you a drink later tonight. She's one of our consultants and really, really is helping us tone in our messaging and our understanding of the industry to better target our products and our marketing efforts. And then Lenny and Mackenzie are young, beautiful people who really understand the community and doing much of the outreach. We talked about community building. We really believe in that. That's how small brands get to become global brands. You can spend billions of dollars on marketing, but it doesn't matter if you're not resonating at the local level, and they're helping us do that. And then I'll just add on, we have amazing agencies that aren't represented here, but our PR agency is iconic in the space, have a massive national and international footprint. Our digital marketing agency just as well, and then social media. So 3 agencies that are working very hard on helping propel that growth that we talked about.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And remember, folks, we're going to get a chance to hear from Bassam and Cindy again in a little bit. So don't disappear too quickly. Thank you so much for the team from Fierce and Kind for sharing about what you're building. And I'm looking forward to. I'm actually going to add a link to that offering page into the chat again. So you can go ahead and click that link that I added into chat, or you can go to netcapital.com/companies/fierce and kind, or you can go directly to Netcapital and search Fierce and Kind, where you can learn more, review the offering page, and if you're so inclined, you too can invest. Awesome. Okay, cool. So that is fantastic. We're going to start switching over. Thank you so much. Let's keep the party going here with Kevin and Jennifer from FCP Insights. Come on in, Kevin and Jennifer.
There we go. Let me share my screen here. Thanks very much, Eric. There we go. So hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Kevin, myself, are with FCP Insights. And we are an enterprise resource planning software solution created by contractors for contractors. There are a lot of generic software solutions that are out there on the market, but a lot of those tools are just too broad, too complex, or too narrow, or just plain too expensive for specialty contractors. So FCP really changes that game. Our software tool is a specialized, intuitive solution that's tailored to the unique needs of the construction industry, particularly small to medium-sized specialty contractors, such as electrical, alarm, plumbing, and HVAC contractors. Our product, our tool, streamlines project management, job costing, labor management, and it integrates seamlessly with QuickBooks, which is a common accounting tool for the contracting industry. And it allows us to provide real-time insights and enhanced reporting capabilities. Our mission really is to empower the over 1.5 million specialty contractors in the United States so that they can optimize their operations and scale efficiently. With FCP Insight, our tool, contractors can go beyond the struggles that they may have with administrative and business operations issues so that they can focus on what they do best and achieve sustainable growth. That's really what we want to help them do. Some other quick things about us: we're a C corporation. We have a current existing monthly revenue of $8,299. That is as a software as a service subscription. Our current monthly expenses are around $37,000, and our cash burn rate is around $29,000. We have had a previous capital raise for $700,000 and are currently sitting at 104 in our current raise with Netcapital. A little bit about the platform itself. Insight's Business Control Center is a cloud-based and configurable platform that is able to address the market's needs because we can configure it specifically. It covers functionality in the areas of sales, including lead tracking and estimating, design, so the permitting and submittals and all those things that need to happen with construction. Operations, it includes project management and scheduling. For administration, we can handle time cards, job costing, procurement, etc. And it also covers service work, so client and facility history, recurring appointments, scheduling, all of those things are part of what can be done with the FCP platform. It makes it possible for our customers to be more efficient in managing their operations because they're working from one source of truth. And one of our current customers, Joe Williams with Elmore Electric, he literally was working with paper folders. And he says that they're so much more efficient in creating jobs, in managing their jobs, in closing out their jobs and creating invoices so they can be paid. It's the platform that they use every day to do their work on. A little bit about our positioning strategy. Really, it's about getting to small and medium-sized contractors to bring them on board early and support them as they grow. This is really a platform for growth. It took our sibling company over the course of several years, but to 17x growth. And Insight is one of the few systems that works really well for small, so 20 million and under, to mid-size, between 20 and 100 million in annual revenue, who do both service and large-scale installation. Our QuickBooks interface allows accounting departments to use the accounting software that they're already familiar with. They don't have to change, which is always a barrier for folks. And our go-to-market strategy is really to reach our audience with some new tools such as we're going to launch a free version of our estimating and sales funnel tool to bring folks on board, get them interested and using the product so they can see how easy it is for them to use. and hopefully come on board to the full product. We're also deploying search preference responsive marketing along with other things that we have been doing. It's a proven product. We are actively in place in several companies, and I know at our sibling company we use it every day, and we're really at a point of wanting to drive growth. A little bit about our team. We're a small team, but mighty. Eric Slaybaugh, our CEO, was not able to join us today. He's somewhere over the Pacific Ocean right now, I think. But Eric has over 35 years in the specialty contracting industry, and has held just about every role in the company before he made it to CEO. He's served twice on the Entrepreneur Organization's global board. And with us today is Kevin Delargy, who is our CTO and really the driving force behind the development of the product of Insight, and has been in the software industry as an architect and development leader in both large and small companies over about 25 years. A little snapshot of who we are.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Jennifer. I appreciate that background. And we got some good questions coming in. So we'll start there. Some folks are talking about the cash flow to expense ratio. And then should we talk a little bit about the expenses in terms of, is it more employees, more marketing? Can you just give us some big broad strokes ideas about the expenses for FCP? Thanks.
Yeah, and a lot of it has been in development, also some in marketing. We did really start our push go-to-market over this course of 2023, and really looking to go even further with that, finding new ways to get out in front of more contractors. That's really, really our goal.
Absolutely. I'd love to talk a little bit about kind of the IP and defensibility here. It's a really cool, exciting technology platform. Can you talk a little bit about your IP strategy? Is this are we thinking patents or more of a trade secret route here? I know you're already in market working with clients. Can you talk a little bit about your defensibility of the product, and especially with regards to IP?
Awesome. I'm going to leave that to Kevin because he is a technical guru.
And you're on mute, Kevin, but I did want to give a chance to get you off mute. So come on in here. I'm glad that I framed it well enough to get you in. Thanks, Kevin.
Sure, yeah, off mute. Yes, it'll be more trade secret than patent. This is software as a service, so it's running on our servers, so we control most of the IP ourselves. It's not out in the world, we don't want to expose it to the world, so that's how we'll control the intellectual property.
Sounds like a plan. I'm gonna try to squeak in two more questions in this last minute here. How long a period does the cover for revenue versus expensive? Was that over 8 months or a year? That might be more for Jennifer. Oh, Jennifer, you went on mute.
Sorry about that, Eric. I have to admit, I'm very sorry. I do not know. That is an Eric question, and he did not give me the answer to that.
That's all right. We have Eric again flying right now, but there is a Q&A feature built into the offering page. I guess I'll use this as an opportunity for a shameless plug. You can go directly to the offering page on netcapital.com, or the Q&A section there, and you can ask that. And I think that is a good one. And I imagine that as soon as Eric and the rest of the team are available, they'll go ahead and answer that for you. So good question, anonymous attendee. But we'll definitely have to go through a different avenue to get that answer for you. Sneaking in one last one. Can you talk about the traction with revenue and ability to integrate with other industry applications beyond? I think they put Quicken, but I think they went QuickBooks. I think it's Quicken Loans. I think they're talking about QuickBooks application there. So other integrations.
Currently, we only integrate with QuickBooks, but I'll let Kevin speak to the plans because there are plans towards moving towards other integrations as well.
Yeah, currently we work with QuickBooks Desktop. That's where a lot of small specialty contractors work. We're working on integrating with QuickBooks Online. So we'll capture that. Intuit is moving people in that direction, so that's a direction, and that we're hoping to have that done I don't know if I can say exactly what the date is, but that's something that's actively being built right now.
Perfect, Kevin. I'm going to do you a favor that in technology development, the exact date of launch is always speculative and uncertain. So I think the ideal is to get it done soon, but there's no certainty about when that will be. Does that just about sum it up for you, Kevin?
Yes, yes, yes. It's in process. With QuickBooks, with QuickBooks Desktop, we have about 40 different integrations. Right now, we're about a third of the way there with QuickBooks Online, and then we'll be able to launch that piece also.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Kevin and Jennifer. Appreciate you sharing with the team about FCP Insights. I went ahead and added a link back into the chat there for folks to be able to review. Again, you can go directly to netcapital.com/companies/FCP Insight, or you can go to netcapital.com and search FCP Insight, or you can click the link that I added to chat there. That'll take you directly to the offering page where you can learn more. And of course, if you're so inclined, you too can invest. Thank you so much for the FCP Insight team. We're going to keep the party going here. We got 4 folks, so we have no rest for the weary. We're going to keep going all the way over to Video XRM. David Baker's on the line here. David, why don't you come on in and start telling us a little bit about Video XRM while I add your link into the chat?
Thank you, Eric. Can everybody see my screen?
We can. Yes, thank you.
Great. Okay. So Video XRM is an AI-driven media discovery, distribution, and monetization platform. At the simplest level, you could think of it like YouTube for businesses. We've raised about $1.4 million in the 3.5 years since we've been in existence, have about 20 people, 25 people on the team, and our content continues to increase. Leadership team, my background is originally Wall Street. I've had several exits, including a sale to FactSet Data Systems. Our CFO, Zach, he comes from machine learning and AI. He's probably one of the top 200 or 300 people in the world in the space. Brian Califano, our CFO, has decades of experience. Problems with video discovery and distribution. First of all, it's difficult to find the media you're looking for on platforms. The known platforms that you all know of tends to provide disparate and irrelevant results, a lot of noise. The reason probably is that they enjoy the difficulty to have your videos being found because often they are ad insertion models. So the harder it is for you to find something, the more ads can be served. There's no centralized media distribution platform out there, and it's really difficult to achieve visibility and actually to measure your visibility with your video and audio. We solve those problems. So here's some use cases looking at YouTube, Google Video, and Daily Motion. In this case, we're looking for jet engines called jet fans. And as you can see, what's happening here is that the results are disparate, irrelevant, old, completely off topic. Again, we solve that problem. So our video search capability is precise and relevant. You can do all sorts of combinatorial queries or in English using multiple filters to find the video and audio you're looking for. For example, looking for a certain type of CEO in medical device robotics, or looking for a certain investment opportunity with quantitative and qualitative criteria applied to find the video. Or lastly, you're looking for a certain type of blade, like a carbon blade. As a wind turbine manufacturer, you can search for those criteria and again, find the video and audio that you're really looking for. So our results are precise and relevant. The way we do that is by indexing. You can see all the things that we index. So we're constantly indexing. We're now able to extract video and audio metadata from inside the video. So why does that matter? Well, the more you index it, the more you organize it, the more you can find it. So we're enabling that to happen. We're using machine learning and other AI-related technologies. Here's an example of some of the metadata elements that we extract. I believe we're now up to 32 video audio metadata elements. So our solution: discover, distribute, communicate, monetize. The platform is up and running and completely operational now. In fact, we just received our first revenue producing client back in December. So we've made our first sale. We're actually getting paid, and it's on a subscription basis. So what makes us different from the other video audio platforms? First of all, our classification and our metadata extraction. Secondly, our precise and relevant media discovery. Thirdly, this is a big one, is platform-wide media distribution. So companies can get on our platform and they can run their videos just to viewers and subscribers, other companies, or everyone on the platform. You could think of it in some ways as Bloomberg-esque in terms of the distribution. The platform is free to join, but the additional visibility we charge for. And again, because we're so granular, we created 150,000 different industry categories. A company can target the exact audience that they're seeking to target. So for example, the company that makes hydraulic landing gear can video cast only to aerospace manufacturers. We also allow company to company and viewer to company communications. And finally, we're close to launching our premium content model, which you could think of it as iTunes or Amazon Prime or Netflix of business video, where the videos can be sold on a pay-per-view, per download, per subscription, or per collection basis. Here's writing out the business model is a little easier way to see it. We allow promotional services, which consists of things like profile boosting, video XRM TV, featured companies, and profile boosting. Think of profile boosting as, for example, on a dating site, but in this case, it's not a dating site, and you're promoting your business by boosting that business profile. I just described the premium content per view, per subscription, per download, per collection. And then we also do something for enterprises, which is index large amounts of video and audio for those companies so they can better monetize their libraries. Recently, we were selected as one of the 5 finalists by the NBA with the NBA Launchpad technology competition out of hundreds and hundreds of companies for our tech. Market is very large, as all of you can see. We all know the size of companies like YouTube, etc. It's a huge market. Competitive map. We have lots of abundant video and audio content, which we show here, the y-axis. And at the bottom of the y-axis, we show scarce video and audio content. To the left, the x-axis, all content. To the right, company-specific. There's plenty of company and industry-specific content, but not plenty of company and industry-specific video and audio where it can actually be found. And this is where we believe we're in the lead. So we measure traction by content on platform. It's a very simple process. How do we generate revenue? First, we get content on platform. Then we drive traffic to the site. We gain viewers and subscribers. And finally, with those viewers and subscribers, we charge for our promotional services because we're providing significant exposure and visibility to companies. We now have about 17,000 videos on our platform and growing quickly. So you can see here it took about a year to get to 7,500 videos, and it's taken 3 months. We're now at 17,000 to get the next 10,000 or so. We're growing very, very quickly in our content. We're looking to raise a total eventually of 2.5 million. Most of it's going to sales and marketing and machine learning and AI. That's really the focus of the capital. We have 2 patents issued, 3 more pending, I believe. We do have a lot more trade secret than we have patents. We believe that the trade secret is actually more valuable because you don't want your competition to know how you're doing what you're doing. They can know what you're doing, but you shouldn't let them know how you're doing it. Won't go through growth and revenue forecast here, but 2024 is the year where revenues are beginning. Exit strategies, we're open to IPO, SPAC, merger, direct listing. There's lots of different potential companies that could buy us. And that's it. I will open up for questions, or you can, Eric, open up for questions.
Awesome. Thanks, David. A couple of great questions coming in already. I do want to sneak in one, though, because we've discussed kind of a use case before about kind of corporate board meetings and searchability there. Do you mind doing a quick 30-second dive into that use case?
Sure. So actually, we're working on a product where basically we provide a video summary of the video with marks on the video where things are happening. So, for example, minute 116, here's the thesis. Minute 240, the call to action. Minute 310, this is the board's initiatives, et cetera, et cetera. So we're actually working on that now. It'll be another product that we'll sell. And, you know, one thing I noticed from looking at videos around the world is that people are quite verbose. They're not spare. They don't get to the point. Everyone's time is valuable. So we think it'll be a valuable product to sell at a very, very inexpensive price as a video summarizer. So again, thesis, call to action, highlights, statistics mentioned, initiatives, and things like that. So we are working on that product. We're just beginning it, but it's our core functionality. Our core functionality is to classify video, extract the video audio metadata. So we're losing no tech focus, no resource focus. It's completely aligned with our core tech. So we're actually working on productizing that right now.
Yeah, for anybody who's not securities counsel, that's an interesting application, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. Okay, cool. Thanks so much. Let's get into the other questions that came in super quickly here. So, what is the plan for competing with YouTube, the go-to video platform? Can anybody upload a video? Slash, is this consumer driven?
Okay, good couple of questions. We don't view ourselves as a YouTube competitor. We think that's unrealistic. First of all, they have more funds than South America, and they have a couple thousand engineers. More importantly, though, we don't believe they're interested in business video, or at least they haven't been so far. They have 2 million videos on their platform out of 1.6 billion that are business. And again, it's very difficult to find them. They could do it, but if they want to do that, they're going to have to get rid of their ad serving model. So that would mean you'd have to, get rid of your ad serving model for precise discovery. In terms of it's consumer focused or business focused, companies are the ones that are paying. They're getting free visibility, but if they want more active visibility, they're paying us. Consumers, of course, will come to our platform because they want to hear an interview of a company that's being interviewed by a corporate content creator, or they want to learn something, et cetera, et cetera. So it's both B2B and B2B2C. It's certainly both of those. And also, we're really, as a differentiator, we're really moving into, or we've already moved into, so the companies no longer have to upload their content. They don't want to do it. They don't want to spend the time. So we actually, whether it's by an SFTP feed, an MRSS feed, Google Drive link, or Dropbox, we take all the video, we take it in, upload it, we then classify it, we extract all the video metadata, publish it on the platform for them. So all they have to do is complete their profile, and it's free. So we've taken all that headache, really, away from them. So those are some distinctions. And then another distinction, which I addressed in this slide, I got to go the right way, is that what happens is a company can broadcast their video to their exact audience. Again, if they're a healthcare company, they can distribute to those audiences. If they want to distribute to everyone on the platform through videocast, they can do that. If they want to run a floating video that pops up on the dashboards of other companies, they can. So the distribution capabilities of our platform for companies are second to none. No one in the world has this. And in order to have this, you need the granularity, you need the industry taxonomies, you need the indexing. So instead of just popping up videos on a platform 3.5 years ago, we built the infrastructure, we built the database, we built the taxonomies and the indexing, we built the business logic, we built the rule sets, we built everything and then launched, which we think was the right way to do it. And it's going to make it much, much harder for competitors to compete with us. And they may have more funds, but it's going to take them years and they may not get it right. It'd be a lot easier for them just to buy us.
Digging the moat early so it's easier to buy versus build. Love that, David. Thanks so much for answering those questions. I'm adding a link to them, to Video XRM, back into the chat here. Again, you can go to netcapital.com/companies/video XRM, or you can search Video XRM on the Netcapital platform, or you can select the link that I added into the chat there. Thank you so much, David, for telling us a little bit about what you're building here with Video XRM.
Thank you, Eric.
Excuse me. Last but certainly not least, excited to welcome to the stage. We have a couple of folks on the line from the LI3 group. Excuse me. Let me make sure that we still do. Actually, I'm not seeing on my screen right now. Interestingly enough, give me one moment here. Do we have David, Russell, or George? Let me see. Sorry, guys. Give me one quick moment. I thought we had a team member represented, and now I'm not seeing it. Okay. Well, do think we did not get, somebody must have not been able to attend, but I was running behind anyway. So I think I'm going to take that opportunity to sneak in one more question to you, David, and then we're going to circle back for closing remarks. Hey, look, you got to roll with the punches, right? This isn't a full pivot. This is just a light adjustment here. So I get to sneak in one more question for you, David. Sorry to give you the false start. So you definitely alluded to this. So I felt comfortable not necessarily digging all the way in, but someone did ask specifically what prevents existing platforms from expanding what they index to offer a similar premium product. So it's worthwhile digging in with the time.
Yeah, I mean, at the simplest level, they need the time, they need the money, but then the other thing is they need the indexing methodology. So if you get the indexing methodology incorrect, you'll find things that you don't want to find, and you won't find what you do want to find. And we solved the indexing problem so that every company in the world of every entity type from every country is not confused. And no matter what product they're manufacturing or what service they're providing, it'll be properly categorized. So it's time, it's money, but most importantly, it's the indexing methodology. Again, it would be a lot easier for a Rumble or a YouTube or a Vimeo or a Daily Motion just to buy us, because the brain damage that they're going to have to undertake is significant.
Yeah, I think in technology you do see oftentimes that it really just comes down to a cost of building and time and energy versus just the cost of acquiring the existing infrastructure. And if you build a brand, then you add all sorts of extra goodwill in there as well. So thanks for that description. So actually, this gives us a target. David, yeah, go ahead. I feel like you wanted to add on to that.
Yeah, I was just going to say the other thing that other video platforms need is, in addition to the indexing and all the tech, they need the right kind of content, and they need a lot of it because you need the data. So there's a few companies out there that, like YouTube, that have enough content, but most don't.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, cool. So with all that being said, thank you so much for our three presenters. We're going to take a couple of minutes now. Excuse me, that sounded terrible. We're going to take a couple of minutes now. We're going to go reverse order, and we're going to explain just one simple question, one simple answer. Why is now the perfect time to go to netcapital.com and hit invest? Why is now the perfect time to go and invest into your company? And I think it's a really good way to conclude. It kind of gives you a really kind of high level 30,000-foot view about where you are and why now is the right time. Because I'm a firm believer that timing really is everything. So we're gonna go reverse order. David, I know you just stopped speaking and I just gave you the idea of the question here, but we're gonna start with you again with Video XRM, and then we're gonna keep going backwards, FCP Insight, and then Fierce and Kind. So added benefit to the folks who started early, you get a chance to think about this. But David, I know you're ready for this question. Why is now the perfect time to go to netcapital.com and invest in Video XRM?
Thank you, Eric. So it's the right time for us because this is the year where we start generating revenue. We productize the tech that we've built, and we start generating revenue and more revenue. So this is the breakout year for Video XRM.
Simple, sweet, to the point. Love it. Absolutely. Okay, cool. We're going to keep the party going here with FCP Insight. Kevin and Jennifer, why don't you go ahead and tell us why now is the perfect time to come to netcapital.com and invest in FCP Insight?
Eric, yeah, it really is a great time. We have a proven product and we're in the go-to-market phase. We're really at a point to start bringing on customers at a rapid pace, and which will, of course, bring our burn rate down quickly and really get positive cash flow going. It's the time.
And I was trying to hastily copy paste over your offering link into the chat, but I didn't get there in time. But I finally got that there. Okay, I added the link back into chat there. You can click the link, go directly to FCP Insight. I was moving around screens here, but you beat me there. But there's the link there again. Of course, you can check out netcapital.com. And if you're so inclined, you can invest in FCP Insight. I don't want to leave the technologists on the bench here, Kevin. Do you want to add a little 30-second snippet, or you want to leave it to the great job that Jennifer already did?
No, I think Jennifer's handled that. Yes, ready to go to market. Ready to add some subscribers.
Sounds perfect. Yeah, no reason to. I think mission accomplished on that one. Okay, yeah. We're finishing off strong here with Cindy and Bassem with Fierce and Kind. Folks, why is now the perfect time to go to netcapital.com and invest in Fierce and Kind? And I swear to goodness, I'm going to beat you there on the chat because I'm going to do it before I even let you start talking. Boom. All right, go ahead.
Perfect. Thanks again, Eric and NetCapital, and appreciate all the folks who've joined and great presentations for our cohorts on this panel. Spirits today in America is the fastest growing alcohol beverage category. For the first time in American history, spirits have surpassed beer as the largest, most consumed category by Americans, and wine as well. And also, Americans are more conscious of what they buy. They're more aligned with what they're buying, and conscious consumerism is on the rise among millennials and Gen Xers, and we're tapping into that. And then finally, there are some really, really big exits and roll-ups happening in our industry, and are going to continue to keep happening in our industry. So it's a real exciting time. So a year of proven sales, a year of critically acclaimed spirits that have hit the market, a year of successful distribution in important channels, and a year ahead of tremendous growth. Now is the right time to buy into spirits.
Awesome. I think you all did a fantastic job. Before we wrap up, I want to thank so much for the attendees and your great questions. This is always what we do it for. Thank you for being thoughtful and engaging with the Q&A and the chat. Of course, I got to thank our panelists and the folks from each of these companies represented here today. We got Fierce and Kind Spirits. We've got FCP Insights. We've got Video XRM on the line here. So thank you so much for your time and your willingness to share about what you're building here and allowing everyday folks, retail investors, to get in the deal. Not everybody has to do it, but we're grateful to see more everyday individuals being able to get into quality deals like this. So thank you so much for that opportunity. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, this has been recorded. If you missed something, or if your buddy couldn't make it, someone who might want to be interested in investing in these, please feel free to go ahead and check out NetCapital's YouTube account. I imagine these folks will also be sharing details about the videos in the days to come as well. But we'll have this uploaded to our YouTube account shortly here. And so you can go ahead and review anything that you might have missed. And of course, share it generously with anybody who you think might have enjoyed this informational session here. That does conclude our scheduled programming. I've been told that there's two things we want to do. We want to start on time. We want to end on time. We didn't start on time. That's my fault, but I promise I got you 5 minutes back. So hopefully that can amend for my sins. So thank you so much for everybody for joining. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thanks, team.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thanks all.
All right, bye now.
But